I'm gonna be making today. We got for dinner. I'm making a sardine and rice bowl, some veggies, some do a fried egg, and then some kimchi on top of that. And then we got for lunches, I'm making for the work week, I'm making a chickpea salad sandwich. And then because I didn't get enough chickpeas with that, I'm deciding to make some hummus for snack throughout the week as well. So that's what we got on the lineup today. Also, a couple made some progress on some garden stuff and other things I got working on with this whole journey to reconnect with the food we eat. So check that out at some point today. First things first, though, I got some water over here. I need to start boiling. Making for the rice bowl. Got to start some rice. Um, just gonna toss a little bit of burner. There we go. Yeah, toss some salt in here. Get it. Always gotta salt the water. Um, and then the rice. We'll measure that bad boy out real quick. Yeah, just gonna start this, and I think we'll go through, and I'll do the. Mm, we actually might not get to the hummus today. Now I'm thinking about. It. I need to learned my lesson last time. I've done two batches of it so far. One where I boiled the chickpeas and then removed some of their skins. And then another batch I did not do that step. And the first batch turned out much better. I kind of messed up the seasonings in the second one, so that's part of it, but it was definitely the texture was off a little bit. So definitely recommend boiling the chickpeas if you're getting just maybe even store bought. I haven't done really store bought like in a can yet. Actually, I've just done like gotten from bulk or gotten a big like 1 pound bag of chickpeas and then soak. Oh, fumble. Soak them overnight in a jar. I put a half cup of chickpeas in here, and then pretty much just filled the jar up to there. And looks like there's some excess water in there, so maybe could do a little less next time. Um, But this is better than what I did. The first time I did it, I like put way too many chickpeas and they like absorb all the water. So I think more water is better than less. Um, so yeah, we'll see if we actually get to that. Let's get in. I'm gonna make it either way today. You guys, I might turn off before then. So um, I'll just get a pot started to boil for them too. All right. We got to salt that one too. Can't forget about that one. All right. Got that started. Try this out real quick. All right. Mostly dry. So I'm gonna do a half cup of rice. I was just gonna cook the rice with each meal I make this week. But I'll be meal prepping in a little bit for it. Still, I got some veggies. I'll just like toss in the air fryer and then honestly kind of toss them in the air fryer again throughout the week to reheat. But I got some broccoli and some butternut squash from Trader Joe's. Um, kind of actually I think I threw the receipt away. I was gonna see if I could make that another kind of $10 meal. Well, something I've been working on doing trying to find a uh make a recipe set of like 10 meals for under $10 at Trader Joe's. I feel like that's the most popular place to go. I feel like that could be a good piece of content that people might enjoy, for all my local Seattleites at least. Um, but yeah, we got prepping today shouldn't be too much. So yeah, I'm just gonna use this cutting board. It's nothing Don't need the huge Mondo one today. And this one is kind of nice because it's a plastic one, so I can just toss it in the dishwasher afterwards. Wood one I want to hand wash, and I'll have enough to hand wash as is. But let's start with washing our hands. Actually, I don't think I did that to start. That's the rice water boiling. So I bring you over here. Just got that boiling. I'm gonna pour the rice in, and then call to cover it up. So I'm gonna grab out our cover over here and go bada bing, bada boom. Bring that down to a simmer. So I just got it on a 2 out of 9 there. Um, I'm just using this for watering rice. So save myself a little bit of cleanup. I'm just gonna rinse it out with a little water and call it good. Maybe a little lazy, but not the end of the world. Actually, now I'm thinking about this. I got the butternut squash just pre-chopped from Trader Joe's. Saved myself a little bit of time. So I'm gonna possibly open. Just get the scissors. I've really not been putting on a good display for y'all how to open packaging. The packaging has been outsmarting me, but luckily I have scissors. All right, so gonna put that on a tray here and toss that in the air fryer to start, and then we'll chop up the broccoli. And honestly, that's most of the prep for that. So then we're gonna make some lunches while we wait for this to bake in the oven. And for this seasoning, I'm gonna do it more so when I'm cooking the sardines. So I'm just toss a little salt, pepper, olive oil, maybe I don't know. I might find something else up there. Make it as we go. A little experiment. Got a little onion powder here too. Probably call that good. So a little black pepper. We'll show you the sprinkling over here too. But just a light little dusting. And then we'll get the salt as well in here. And then with that, get the olive oil. Recommend the extra virgin olive oil, not just plain olive oil. For whatever reason, I don't know the exact processing method, but in my research on fats, which coming out soon, hoping to get a couple questions answered from a dietitian and have that out to you guys kind of next weekend, ideally. But what I found is that extra virgin olive oil, whatever kind of manufacturing process they have for that, it ends up being a little bit retains a lot more of the polyphenols, so it ends up being a little bit healthier than the more refined just olive oil. So yeah, toss a little bit on there of each of the seasonings, and I drizzled some olive oil on there, and then I'm just gonna use my hands, kind of stir it all around real good, level it out. And then we'll pop this in the air fryer. Let's check and see what the packaging says, if anything. Yeah, no cooking instructions. I'm gonna just put it in for like I got 400 on here already, so I'll just put it in for 400 at put it in there for 10 minutes at 400 to start. We'll call that good and check on it. But we'll come back to this broccoli right here. Kind of pan this guy down here as I go to chop it. Boom. So yeah, gonna take that stem off. Give me a little bowl to compost everything in here. And, I heard that like part of this stem is actually like still good to eat, and I think it is, but I don't know. I've never really messed around with cutting that up before. I'll look into that for another video, whatever. When I'm, whenever I'm making broccoli some other time, because I'm sure I'll come back to it. Broccoli's one of my favorite veggies, honestly. If you got a favorite veggie wherever you're watching this, you should leave a comment below and let me know what your favorite veggie is. Love to know. Alright. Hopefully y'all saw that decently. I need to get a tripod. I haven't quite invested in that. Maybe a mic too. I haven't looked into the sound quality on these videos too much yet, but if you guys think I should get either of those, you should let me know. Might look into it tonight. Kinda think I'm gonna go on a little spending spree here soon. I've been doing a little research on some stuff I want to get to kind of take this next jump in the conversational kitchen experience. Um, I'm gonna just get a bowl here to toss some of this broccoli in. Save it for later. Clear up some room there for me to keep chopping. Whole idea with the broccoli is to just kind of make them similar sizes to each other so they cook evenly. It's kind of all I'm doing here. Um, yeah, like I was saying, been looking at uh, getting some additions to the balcony garden I got going, and then looking at kind of that mushroom powder idea I talked about briefly. I was looking at ways I could grow my own mushrooms and then make a powder out of that. Seems like a better way to connect with the food rather than just purchasing it wholesale from somewhere. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully get something figured out with that soon. All right, so that's the broccoli. Um, one of the tips again, I should really look into the actual science of it so I can explain it to y'all. Maybe I'll make another. That'd be a good like reels or like TikTok video. Actually, maybe I'll do something like that. But apparently, if you chop your broccoli and then let it sit for like 10 minutes, it's able to like retain more of its nutritional value. There's like, I think it's like sulforaphane is the one, which I know is a really good nutrient for you. But I've heard that's a thing with other vegetables too, kind of aromatics, I think primarily. So like garlic and onions, um, and broccoli. I need to look it up, but that's kind of an interesting thing, just chopping it and letting it sit and get a little extra nutritional value out of it. Um, Yeah, I'm gonna clear this off a little bit so I get rid of some of those broccoli seeds. All right. What next? I think waiting for that water to boil for the chickpeas. So, I think the next thing I really want to do, as we wait for that, to boil is start up doing some of this chickpea salad sandwiches I got for lunch this week. So for that, got a red onion, beefsteak, tomato. I'm just gonna make slices of that and toss on. So I might wait for that. But yeah, basically my idea for this one, I haven't had this one in a while. Figured it'd be a good one to do again. Is to do just make the chickpea salad, and then bring some slices of bread for each day, and then make like have the substance, the chickpea salad, just in a container at work, and then scoop some of that onto whatever slices of bread I bring to work that day, and have me a sandwich there. Honestly, been a pretty big fan of it in the past. Just went on a little hiatus. I was having it like too much there. I need a little break. But yeah, we're circling back to this one. Is a little bit of work, which is kind of the downside to it. Gotta basically break up all the chickpeas. And I gotta find my can opener. There it is, right in front of me. All right. So yeah, we're gonna start chopping up the onion. Again, going back, I don't forget what video I made the onions in, but you get to see my secret hack is using some swim goggles. Saw it on some video online somewhere. Someone doing this, and I co-opted it, and it's working wonders for me. Oh man! Except for when I do that. Come on, upside down. This is the content you guys really came here for, is getting to figure out how you reapply goggle strings. I gotta go the other way. I'm telling you guys, this is the hack. It's the only way I don't cry. I feel like I always end up crying otherwise. Sometimes I still end up crying. I just gotta like rinse the man. I gotta rinse the cutting board and knife off whenever I'm done. Otherwise I come back and cut something else and then I start crying. Alright. I'll spin y'all down again for this. Don't have to look at my goofy ass. Boom. Alright, so yeah. Just cutting through half. I'm just gonna dice them up real nice and small. Toss them in to the bowl. But yeah, kind of just peel off that outer layer too. Looks like a decent onion, so I'm just gonna do that one layer, but then there's kind of that weird slimy peel I'm gonna try and get off here. That weird skin layer there. I don't know if you guys can see that through the screen. Maybe it's not coming off. Whatever. Alright. I'm gonna do that on this next one. I'm gonna peel the two outside layers on that. There, see, this is what I was talking about. I don't know why I couldn't get it off on that other one. That'll come off easier. Don't need that. Just get stuck in your teeth. Um, do this one too. I don't know if I'll use all the onion, but I'll at least have it like prepped for whenever I need it next. Probably find something to use it for. It's an onion. Versatile. Oh, keeping that skin on them though. It's on there. I don't know why. That was weird. Normally that don't happen. But whatever. We'll be good. So yeah, I'm just gonna take this and then I'm gonna just try and get them real small. It's a decent size one. Try not to cut myself. I'm gonna do that and slice it. So I'm kind of leaving the end part here intact, so it's not breaking apart yet. And then when it'll really chop apart is when I go through and go long slices like so. Oh yeah. See, this is why I like the live streaming thing better. You guys get to see the authentic side that I'm really not that good of a cook. Alright. We make it work though. That's what we do. I'm just gonna try and squeeze them all onto cut them all on the cutting board because I want to use my big bowl for smashing up the chickpeas, which I haven't done yet, so I don't want to toss the onions in yet. Looks like the water still isn't boiling. I guess I'm washing it too much for the chickpeas for the hummus. Oh, no, we're calling that one good. This one's not that thick. Sounds like the squash got their first batch done, so we'll go check on those here in just a moment. I'm just kind of going slow on this onion. It's a little slippery with that skin on the outside. I don't want to cut myself. Alright. So as you can see, it's like not really necessary to do that kind of weird parallel cut there, but if you want to look fancy or you got a big onion, you can do it. But otherwise, it still kind of breaks it up nice and small into chunk sizes like that. I'm going to come over here, rinse off my knife, my hands, and then I will be okay to take my goggles off, hopefully. Boom. Alright, there we go. Got the onion done and no tears. Let's go. So yeah, let's go check on this. Ooh, it's getting so close to boiling there. It says they need to boil the chickpeas for like an hour. That's kind of why I don't think y'all are going to be around for that. But let's see here. Get a little fork out and do the texture test. This is kind of my method here. Just go through a couple of them, just feel it out. Normally when it's done, it'll slide right off the fork. And it felt kind of, yeah, it's a little bit of resistance putting the fork in there. So they're definitely not quite done. But we'll probably just double down on that. Do another 10 minutes or so. Um, yeah. I got another 10 minutes on that. While we wait for that, we'll get started on some of these chickpeas for the chickpea salad sandwich. I just got some cans for this one. I was kind of debating doing a batch where I like made my own chickpeas I get from bulk and like soak them overnight, which is what I'm doing for hummus, but I kind of forgot to do that. I was very indecisive yesterday when I was deciding what I wanted to make for the week, so I didn't prep that far ahead. So I just got some cans here. Gonna just drain them over here in the sink. Kind of use the can opener to take it off like 90% of the way, and then use my index finger, kind of hold like that, and shake them out over the sink. Just get as much of they call it aquafaba, the water that the chickpeas soak in. It's literally just water that has been soaking chickpeas, but I think it's kind of funny. It has its own name. But let's move these onions out of the way for a second. But yeah, I haven't found the best way. Oh, actually, I might try something. A friend of mine got me a mortar and pestle, which is a little small for this, but I might try it just to say I used it. I think it would work pretty well. I don't get to use it for a whole lot, so I think that could be kind of fun. Hmm. Yeah, I think I like that idea. This is a lot easier. Like I've been doing this in the past by just using like a fork. I've tried like a whisk and like so many different things and nothing's really worked. So this is kind of huge actually. It's just unfortunate. I guess I can spin y'all around. It's a little again, I'm making like 2 cans of chickpeas, so it's a little bit small, but just got them in there like so. Spinning back around. See if I can try and keep it all in here. I can do a couple rounds of this and then toss it in the big bowl. And it doesn't have to be perfect either. Like, just break it down a little bit. And I should get a spoon out to scrape it all out. Hell yeah. And now I can say I used my mortar and pestle for something. Well, second time. So I guess I could have said that before, but still cool. Get to see another experiment on the conversational kitchen. Man, come check me out. I'm by no means a professional chef, just regular guy in the kitchen. I've kind of yeah been working at the craft for a while. Not that seriously, just in a means to supply myself with food throughout college and living on my not on my own. I got a buddy I live with, Emmett. Shout out, but making my own food and surviving on my own out here. Just trying to make some interesting content for all you guys that you might be able to relate to a little bit more that aren't professional chefs. So I want to make it accessible, easy for everyone to make their own food because it should be. Kind of part with that. I've been one of my next ideas is to figure out how to do some like live. Like I'm doing live streams here, but I'd love to do some like in person stuff. I feel like that's a better conversation than just a live stream. I think this is just the best option I have for this. Been thinking about like inviting some people over while I do this and just have a conversation with them and y'all can hang out, but haven't got around to that yet. We'll figure it out. But trying to figure out some like in-person events I could do. I was thinking about maybe going out to Golden Gardens one time, making some sandwiches and then some maybe some hummus and some snacks on the side. Trying I don't know, get a good community base going with that. Just again, it's just friends and family so far that I've been having check out the page, but I think it would be fun for fun addition to the conversational kitchen universe. But I was also thinking about maybe like posting kind of with this live stream that I'm doing where I'm cooking here in my home kitchen. Doing a similar segment where I just not go live, but like post when I will be at a farmer's market. Um, and just whoever's in the area and wants to show up can show up and hang out, taste some food. We can do some taste tests maybe. I went down to the Fremont Farmers Market. Super nice day out here in Seattle and got me a beef and lamb gyro. It was so good. I was so hungry after playing football this morning, so that might have been part of it, but I think they still killed it. Got me thinking about making my own version actually. kind of been something interesting when I've been working on this more and more and more. Is just like finding recipes and like just looking at food I'm eating at place. I'm like, I think I could find a way to make that. Probably a little bit different than the version they're making in a restaurant, but like homemade food's pretty good. And then I can share with y'all how to make it. One I did recently, my dad's a big fan of chicken fried steak, so he came up here and hung out. I was like, I could figure out how to make some chicken fried steak for him. That'd be kind of fun thing to do. And I did it, and it was pretty good. I wrote up a little recipe. I got it in the backlog now for something I might post eventually. But yeah, man, I'm just about doing experiments, figuring out how to make my own food. Part of that is growing it too. So yeah, I was trying to get out here in a moment. I want to go show you guys what I got going out in the garden. I got seeds in the soil this weekend finally. I was hoping to do it last weekend, but I was looking more into that whole drainage thing and how important that is. And it's pretty important. And I did not have drainage on the means I had of growing plants at the moment. So I went and made my own drainage holes in them. Now we're rocking and rolling. All right, that's pretty much boiling over there actually. So I'm gonna go kind of drain some of this excess water out of the chickpeas and then toss them in to boil in the water. I'm getting my fill of legumes in this week with chickpeas, that's for sure. I'm also having lentils. Come back tomorrow, doing another live stream, making a curry recipe with some lentils in it, so some more legumes. All right, got those bad boys boiling over there, and we got these ones all mashed up over here. Set my jars to the side. And then yeah, give you a little peek at what this looks like. Probably not the most scrumptious thing you've ever seen. I don't know why, but people aren't particularly big chickpea fans, I feel. But actually, I see a few more chickpeas in here. I got a mash. I guess I got one more mashing session. But again, I've honestly been a big fan of this. You kind of mix it all together, and it turns out it's like I don't know, a good plant based like chicken salad sandwich. I was debating doing one with sardines this week, but then I ended up deciding to do sardines for dinner. So going back to this one, which I think is a kind of fun little plant-based sandwich to do and keeps me pretty full throughout the day. Get a good chunk of fiber in it with the all the different plants I'm including in it. I still got some parsley I'm working through from man, what did I might have done that with the beef and broccoli now. But that got some parsley I'll toss in there. Got some tomatoes, onions, relish, Kalamata olives. Um, calls for celery, and I totally forgot to get that. So no celery, but you can do a celery too. I mean, you can kind of keep adding to it. Like I'll sometimes toss in some tomatoes. This time I got tomato, but I'm gonna just slice it and put it on the top of the like put it on the sandwich that way versus like chopping it up and mixing it in with everything. Um, but yeah, that is the last of the chickpeas there. Shout out Abby for the mortar and pestle. I'm glad I got to use it. Worked wonders. Um, just gonna toss these over here to soak a little bit. All right, and then it looks like we got the butternut squash done over here. So let's check these guys again. Maybe not done, but second round is done. We'll see how these guys are looking. Give you a little bit of a look there, and yeah, these are doing a lot better. Going in minimal resistance. They're not quite falling off, so I honestly might put them in there for a little bit longer. I think I will. I'm thinking I'll probably toss them in to cook a little bit with kind of everything else once I'm done, or once I'm kind of cooking up everything else together in a saute pan. But we'll put them in there for, what did I do, 2 more minutes and then call it good. So there's that. Back to these sandwiches. Yeah, that's the hard part. And now you just get to like toss everything in here and mix it all up. Um, and I got, so this recipe I've been making for a couple years now. I got it from when I was vegan. I found this recipe, plant-based recipe book when I was working at Walgreens. I've worked at I've worked at Walgreens in 3 different states, and I've kind of had a habit of killing time when it's slow there to go just look at the magazine wall, and they had a recipe book there that I'd go to. I got one. I liked it when I was looking through it, so I brought it home and I got it with me now. And then they ended up coming with a second edition of that, so I got two of the same. I forget their name, but I got this from that. So I've been making this one for a couple of years now. I've been a big fan. I'm not gonna measure everything out though. You know how it goes here. I'm just eyeballing it all. So yeah, put in some relish there. I think I'm gonna do another scoop actually. So I got three, I don't know, these are probably like tablespoons. I'm gonna rinse that off a little bit before putting in the mustard. But I got some Dijon mustard here. Just do 1 scoop of that. Um, it calls for maple syrup. I got agave. You could use honey. You could use whatever sweetener you want, but a little drizzle of that. Uh, Also calls for some sesame seed yeah, I mean you can use sesame seeds, I guess. Putting in sunflower seeds, I think is what it calls for. You probably even do cashew pieces, just something with a little extra crunch in there. I'm gonna put those in there because I got a lot. And then oh, I hope I got the sliced Kalamata olives. No, they're just pitted. All right, so I guess we gotta chop some Kalamata olives first. Gonna drain these bad boys. And all right. What else we got? I was gonna put the parsley in there too. So yeah, okay. I got ahead of myself there. I'm gonna chop up the parsley here too, and then we'll also um chop up the Kalamata olives. Honestly, Kalamata olives I think might be the most essential part of it. I think they add it's such a takes the sandwich to another level. Really good with the Kalamata olives. Mm, yummy. Use the same spoon here to scoop them out. This is the best part about cooking for yourself. Like, I can taste test, I can use my fingers to pick and poke and not wash shit. Saves me some washing time. I wash enough dishes as is. Alright. I'll give you a better angle there. See what I'm doing down here? I'm just slicing them lengthwise. Kind of splitting them apart like so. Can also save yourself a step by just getting the ones that are cut in half. I don't know, I just saw the first column out of olives thing at the store and grabbed it. I would definitely at least recommend getting the pitted ones. At least I got that. That's a hassle for sure, dealing with the pit in there. At least for making these sandwiches. I guess other update for you guys while I'm chopping all this stuff up. It's kind of talking about that garden. Hopefully, go see that in a bit. But another big update is I got the Instagram up and running for Conversational Kitchen. So check that out. I don't have it yet. I'll try and get that up tonight on the Substack. Well, I did share a note actually, so you can find it there. But I'll also add it onto the directory, which is the post pinned at the top of my page. Great resource for you to find your way around my content, whether you're looking for a yummy recipe or a um, piece about nutrition and or the environment, how it connects to our food system. You can find all that there. You can find further reading. I'm hoping to go back and reorganize that actually here in a bit. I haven't gotten around to that yet, but that's just me rambling at this point. But yeah, I'll try and have on that directory page the Instagram account. Had my first post yesterday, second today announcing when the live stream is. So yeah, it's gonna be a good place to get just regular updates on what I got going on, what content I got coming out, being posted when I'm going live, a little bit about my participation in the food system. I'll be sharing some recipes and images of meals I'm making. I was also thinking about doing like like a taste test series, maybe going around the farmers markets and trying out food, leaving reviews and whatnot on that. Um, Maybe try and incorporate y'all somehow into that. Again, I'm trying to find ways I can make this more of a conversation rather than it just me out here spewing like I am right now. But gotta start somewhere, try and get people into this, but hoping to find some ways I can not only connect with people or not only connect with the food I'm eating, but connect with other people and do that while we're eating food because that's a great way to do it. So yeah, if you guys got any ideas of something you'd want to do, would love to hear it. But my two ideas so far have been doing a little hangout one day at Golden Gardens, and anyone can swing by, and I'll just have some food ready there for y'all to come hang out. And then the other idea is to do kind of a regular post of like when I'm going to farmers market, so you can, I don't know, come see my process for shopping, come just see how I'm doing, talk about what you got going on in your life, taste test some food. I don't know, get out in the sun, get outside, touch grass, just do something to get my ass out of the house. So, yeah, those are kind of what I'm thinking of doing for some in-person things with Conversational Kitchen. But love to hear your feedback if any of those sound interesting or you got better ideas. But yeah, got the Kalamata olives done here. So bring this big old bowl back over, slide those in there. Um, I don't really remember what time I put those in. And this is why I wish this. Not entirely convinced I like the format here, but I wish it showed how long I've been doing this live stream for, but whatever, we'll make do. I'm gonna just come over here, stir up my chickpeas that are boiling for a second, and then probably let those go till 6. Let the rice kind of simmer there till 6. Actually, I'm gonna give it a stir and then we'll let it go. How about that? Um, Said not to uncover the pot, but Yeah. Honestly, I might add a little bit of. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add a little butter. Interesting. I don't know if you've ever done it, but add a little butter makes it kind of extra tasty. Also, might toss a little pepper in there as well. Get extra tasty rice. Okay, I got that going. What else we got here? Oh, I gotta chop up the parsley. That's right. All right, one more thing. I'll probably trying to decide how I want to do this tomato. I feel like normally the reason I don't just normally I'll just get like some grape tomatoes and chop them up real nicely and toss them into the mixture here is because then I don't have to deal with like storing a tomato throughout the week. A little bit easier to store them in with the mix than the big beefsteak tomato I got here that I'm just gonna have to cut a slice off. But I'll probably just do that like the night before each day of work, as I kind of pack the bread with it as well, probably. But yeah, like I said, I'll just have the mixture with me at work. Bring a, I'll probably like, that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably like make in a container, I'll do like a bread with a slice of cheese, the tomato, and then some mayo, and then the last stack of bread, and then put that in a container. And I'll also have some lettuce, but I also think I just got a mix, salad mix from the farmer's market today up in Ballard. So I think I'll probably just bring that whole bag with me to work this week as well. Sorry, folks at work, I'm going to be taking up room in the kitchen. As one thing that is maybe a downside to the way I do my meal prepping is you kind of need a lot of space for it. And if you don't have that at work, that could be unfortunate. But, there are some that are a little bit easier, like my burritos I made last week. Stay tuned, though. That video shall be posted to YouTube soon, which, like my Instagram, you can find attached later this evening to the directory page on my Substack. But posting when I do a live stream, I'll do it here. You can see it live. Again, I think I'm targeting Sundays and Mondays for the most part. But we'll see how that changes as we grow. But afterwards, I'll try and post these live streams onto YouTube just as a place to kind of consolidate them there. If you want to come back and find something I did, some recipe I made, I might post like I might attach it in the recipes themselves actually when I make a certain recipe, the YouTube video, once it's been posted and uploaded onto YouTube. I just keep updating with each variation, each time I make the recipe anew. All right, but yeah, here again, just taking the parsley, um, see if this is enough, but gonna clump it all together, kind of just get in a nice tight ballish form, and then a little bit easier to chop that way. Just be careful not to chop your fingers. All right, call that good. Pour this into the big old bowl as well. Scrape more like it. All right. So got that there. And are we set now? I'm just tossing a little salt and pepper. And then I can't believe I almost forgot my special secret ingredient. This is kind of my addition to the recipe. Get a little extra protein in there, a little extra fiber. Um, was kind of my secret when I was vegan to get the extra protein I needed. Was tossing some hemp seeds. These guys are amazing. Um, Kind of hemp seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, that kind of category of seeds. Hemp seeds in particular really good for protein, but chia and flax seeds are also really good. You could probably toss those in here. I actually got some chia seeds over here. I've never actually tossed them in. I'm gonna try them this time. But yeah, hemp seeds for protein, chia seeds and flax seeds are really good for the fiber, the plant-based oils in them. Really good for you there. Would be good additions to this mix here. And yeah, again, kind of with my experimental ways, I just sprinkle them in for a little while, call it good. Um, yeah, I love me some hemp seeds. Chia seeds and flax seeds have really grown on me recently with my kind of endeavors in researching nutrition. Just the importance of fiber and um, all the beneficial nutrients they have within them, and it's a intrinsic source of all these, which I've kind of come to find is a really good term for describing like a healthy way of eating is eating whole foods, and the nutrients that you find intrinsic to those whole foods is how you get a healthy diet. Whereas like stuff that's been fortified with, you see this with I like milk fortified with iron or omega 3. There's so many different items out there that are just products of the industrial food system that um operates on this like nutrition paradigm, nutritionism paradigm, where like science breaks down the food into their individual components to study like how the nutrients actually affect our body, which is valid and interesting to read, but like you don't eat food just on their individual ingredients. That's not how we evolved. We eat whole foods. So it's a lot healthier to get those foods from whole foods than foods that are just fortified with it. Albeit it's better than not getting them, I suppose, but kind of been an interesting trend I've been noticing as I've been doing this nutrition research for sure. But enough of me blabbing. I'm gonna go get a spoon over here so I can mix this up. I got this nice rubber spoon here. I'm a big fan of these guys. Let you scrape the sides a little bit easier. Um, but yeah, give you a quick peek there. That's what it looks like now. Just gonna mix it up real good. Yeah, it's looking good. Again, I made 2 cans. I feel like that's normally enough to get me through the week. I guess maybe if I made three, it'd be enough to get me through the weekend as well. A lot of my meal prepping, though, I'm really just trying to get me through the work week. And then I got a lot of, I don't know, I feel like I'm normally up to something on the weekends, or I scrap together something and going out, or something's happening. So I don't worry about that nearly as much. I normally just meal prep for the work week, which is Monday through Friday for me. So that's partially why you get me cooking here on Sunday. It's one of the days I cook the most frequently on too. Um, I am trying to figure out your guys' schedule again. I'd love to make this something where I'm cooking, you're cooking, we can come out, hang out here, and have a good time. You can ask me questions like, "Oh, do I add this or not, or what would go good with this or that?" Or again, I'm not a professional chef, but I have been in the kitchen a fair bit, I guess, at this point. Probably better than average chef, so I'd love to help out where I can. Um, yeah, we'll give you a snapshot here of this again. This is it mixed up. Um, Nice and colorful. I think looks pretty good. So yeah, basic idea. Like I'll just take my sandwich. I'll take this mix. I'll have my sandwich kind of thing I was talking about earlier. I'll go pack each night a sandwich or two slices of bread with a slice of cheese and maybe one or two slices of tomato in that. With some mayo and maybe some honey mustard. Sometimes I've tossed on like some sriracha sauce. I don't know, you can get interesting there on what kind of sauces. Maybe we'll come back to this one again someday. I'll make my own sauce for it. Um, but I'll just take that sandwich that I pre-pack each night, and then I'll take this mix, which I'll store at work, and spread that on my sandwich each day, and I got my sandwich ready to go right there at work. But boom, bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, it's a little bit after 6 now, which I was saying I was gonna take the rice off at. We'll check it, see how that butter's doing. Give it a good mix up a little bit here. Oh yeah. Actually, yeah, we're gonna get. Where did it go? Got some pepper. I'm gonna toss in here. Was tasting a little salty when I tried it earlier. I was like, it's not bad, but we can add some pepper to kind of, I don't know, add to it a little bit. So I got some butter, salt, and pepper in here. Nice and tasty rice. And yeah, I'm gonna turn that off. Just gonna let it sit there. Let it sit right here. And then we're gonna take this pepper, and then we're gonna actually add some pepper into the chickpea salad mix because that was the one thing I didn't add. Then I'll mix it up again. Suppose you could even get interesting, add some like paprika would be good in here too. More herbs, the merrier. That would always be good. Um, Mess around with different types of mustard. Again, I did Dijon, but you could probably do some honey mustard would be solid. I don't know. You can get interesting there. But I'm gonna give this a little try. Yeah, it was solid. I don't know. I think it turns out really good. I know not everyone's a big fan of chickpeas and can look a little weird, but I find it to be delicious. Um, so that's that. I guess the other component we can do. Yeah, we'll do that right now. Um, Actually, we'll get a container out first for this. Package this up for the week, and then I'll make my sandwich for tomorrow specifically. Show you what I was talking about. Get a visual to that. But yeah, I just got a big container down here. I'm gonna pour this into. And this would probably be good thing to have. Like, I feel like I'd really love a bag of chips or something with it, so I could be pretty good. But if you want to go a little bit healthier, you could probably do some like hummus and carrots and crackers, or you could do. Actually, I might do this week. I did. My buddy Henry. I met at a. I met my buddy Henry at a run club in Fremont. Excuse me. He was I was asking him where he goes shopping for his groceries. He hits up what did I do with that lid? I have a talent. Oh, there it is. Um he hits up a grocery outlet. I didn't know there was a grocery outlet around here, but there's one up in like, north of Ballard a ways. He gets a lot of his food from. I hit that up today. Found some good stuff there. I found a big old pack of seaweed for $6. Save you some money there. That's a good place to go. Costco, of course, he got a bunch of good bulk options. But if you want to, don't have a Costco membership and don't want to get one, but want some good deals and get some. They're not like a wholesale like Costco, but I got a big pack. You can get a bunch of things, load them up, and it's essentially wholesale when you get a bunch of them for a significantly cheaper cost. So might be checking that place out again, see what good finds I can find there. But yeah, here's a chickpea mix all boxed up for the week. Got a took an extra big container. Probably could have done a little bit smaller one or made it a little bit more, but we'll call this good. Um, and yeah, I'm just gonna pop this in the fridge, and then I'll make my kind of just sandwiches I'll bring to work tomorrow and scoop this onto. So yeah. Actually, I want to. Yeah, don't tell anyone. I'm just gonna repurpose this. I don't avoiding dishes. If we wanted to be extra clean and extra professional, you wouldn't probably do this. But I don't want to wash more dishes than I have to. So I'm gonna take this bowl, put the squash in here, um, and then I'm gonna put the broccoli on the pan. Just kind of like moving stuff around to avoid washing dishes right now. Yeah, I got the squash looking real good. Gonna dump them in the big bowl here that is now empty since it finished the chickpea salad. And then I got this pan free, which I can toss the broccoli onto. And I can go toss some broccoli in there to cook. I think I'm just gonna use the same kind of seasoning, just a little salt, pepper, onion powder, and olive oil for these guys. I'm just trying to cook them. I think it's a tomato bait. I honestly need to pull up the recipe again and double check it. But I found a recipe online for this sardine um, thing I got going here. A little bit of salt, and then that's cool. Then I can just handle that. Where did? Oh, there's my olive oil. I need to get some more olive oil soon. Um, yeah, I guess I was talking about grocery outlet there, but if you love to hear where you guys are shopping at these days, think one of the posts I'm going to do on the Instagram account is just talking about where, like, what groceries I get each week. I made a little grocery list that I'll kind of update with stuff I'm getting. Thought it'd be a little interesting content for y'all to see what I'm getting, where I'm getting it at, and then I'll probably try and include some sort of price on that just to, I don't know, just seems like something I could post, honestly. One way I'm interacting with the food system, I feel like it makes sense. Um, The issue with mine is I go all over the place. I made probably today like 5 different stops at like where I got groceries for the week. Started out grocery outlet, got a bunch of goodies there. And the broccoli, they don't need as much. So I'm gonna go. Let's go 8 minutes at 350. They might need a little bit more, but I'd rather go on the lighter end and then check them and then like cook them a little bit longer. But yeah, I went to grocery outlet in north of Ballard. I went to Trader Joe's. I went to Fred Meyer's. I went to the Ballard Farmers Market, and I went to PCC. So yeah, I went to 5 places to get groceries today, which might sound like a lot of work, but I don't know. I made a day out of it. I'm enjoying myself, and doing it to make this content here, trying to reconnect with the food system. So if you like it, come hang out, come check me out on Substack, on Instagram now. You'll find my posts on YouTube as well. Come hang out. But yeah, we can keep rolling here. We're gonna make those sandwiches. So I'm gonna get make sure I get something that I got extra long bread this week. I got some sourdough. I need to get a good container for it. We're gonna try this one, see if this one works. Yeah, I just got some sourdough bread. It's not like real authentic. It's just a Trader Joe's sourdough. It's still got some of those weird ass ingredients that you can't actually pronounce. Um, these ones will work. I don't know if these bigger slices are gonna work throughout the week though. We'll figure it out when we get there. All right, but yeah, toss those in there. There it is. Almost lost the bread tie. Can't be doing that. Funny story. I collect bread ties. I had a friend that used to work at my school's cafe or cafeteria, and then one of our like on campus restaurant things we had, and she would collect bread tags for me. And the reason being, I collect them, and then my grandpa, he hates them. So whenever I go visit him, I would bring a big bag of them, and I hide them throughout his house and sprinkle them around for him to find later. Just to let him know I'm always there to bug him a bit. He gets a kick out of it now, at least. So it's out of love, I guess. But funny story. If you got bread tags, get rid of. I'll take them. Um, little quick little snack here. Eat the butt of the bread. Um, let's see here. What are we gonna do? Let's get. mm, Got a new jar of mayo to crack open there. Get tomato over here to slice. Um, mm, cheese. That's what I need. Oh yeah, I haven't shared the. Forgot I got a today's playlist. Got a sardine, some sort of I don't know. This playlist on Spotify. It was a sardine mix. We're making sardines today, so I thought it'd be appropriate. An EDM vibe. You know, kind of weird EDM kick lately. I've never really been a big EDM fan. Went out to Beyond Wonderland last year at the Gorge Amphitheater out in Central Washington. There's a lot of EDM music. It was actually a really fun time. Really fun time. But kind of a spendy ticket. I got some other concerts I want to go do this year, so I don't know if I'm going to do that. But I need to get back out to the Gorge one way or another some point because that was a super pretty venue. But I don't know. I've been on a weird EDM kick lately. See, I got a slice of cheese here. Um, actually, I'm gonna rinse this tomato off real quick. Just a little rinse. And then I'll tilt you all down so you can see what I'm doing down here. How do I want to do this? Well, that's a great question, Zach. I think I'm gonna just make one. I'm gonna do it this way. I was kind of debating like chopping it this way and then making slices that way, but then I'd have two openings on the tomato and that would just not be as nice to store throughout the week. So I'm not gonna do that, but I'm just gonna try and make some nice thin slices here on this beef steak tomato. And it looks like I could do two slices of tomato. So I'm gonna come through and make a second one there. I only got one tomato. I might end up needing two. I was kind of thinking about that, but I'll probably make a multiple stops at grocery stores because 5 times isn't enough for me. I need more. So I'll probably stop again later this week when I go to run club or something. Um, that uh, just get a little mayo on there now. Like you don't necessarily need any other. Man, it's gonna be another. No, I'm gonna beat this package. I'm gonna be smarter than it. There we go. Packages don't win this time. Yeah, you probably like you don't really need anything else on the like I'd recommend getting some mayo. It makes it's not particularly dry, but I guess bread could possibly be, but I feel like mayo is definitely a good addition to it. I know some people aren't big mayo fans. I at least recommend a little bit of some sort of spread to just make sure it's not cardboard, but um you can just get by with mayo because there is already seasoning in the or not like there are seasoning, but there's also a little bit of saucy stuff on um the filling of the chickpea salad. Um and yeah, I'm just gonna put mayo on one side. But yeah, sometimes like I was saying, I'll do some sriracha or maybe some honey mustard or something else on there. Always good, but you could definitely just get by with mayo. If you don't like mayo, again, I'd still probably recommend probably like some honey mustard at least. Just a little something on there. Keep it interesting. And for this guy, get a nice small container. See if this fits on. Oh yeah, it's gonna be perfect. Perfect. Like it was made for it. Fits like a glove. There we go. Alright. Boom. Tomato. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. Just got a cheese, tomato, mayo, bread, and I'll just pretty much bring one of these to work each day, make one each the night before, and then I got my chickpea salad mix in the fridge that I'll bring to work tomorrow and leave that there throughout the week to make sandwiches throughout the week. Okay, sure. Let's do a little cleanup here. Broccoli just got done. Let's do a little cleanup while we let that sit for a second longer. Um, don't need that. Put the mustard, relish, and mayo away. All right. What else can I put away? I got a little trash here. My compost bin getting kind of full. I'm gonna go empty it. Should have picked a bigger bowl, but only do so much. Set out real quick. Oh, another thing to throw away. All right. Um, Makes me think another thing I'm probably gonna toss in that mix later on this week. I started some broccoli sprouts earlier, which actually let's do that right now. I need to rinse those out, connect with the food this way today. This is my first experiment to see if I could actually possibly grow something. Found out microgreens are the easiest thing to grow. Surprising. Um, yeah, I've just been growing them in a mason jar here. I got them going on like 3 days now, I think. Um, yeah, they're actually super easy. I was just looking for like the easiest thing I could do to test my thumb at growing my own food, and worked out. Basically, just fill them up with water and let them soak overnight one night, and then drain it, and then pretty much like 2 to 3 times a day come through and um, rinse them out. So fill them up like I did just now, and then shake them around a little bit, and then drain the water. Easiest to do this with what are these? Cheesecloth, I think is what it's called. Just some sort of like mesh fabric right there. Um, and just doing it in a mason jar is like super simple. But you kind of see they're kind of starting to sprout there a little bit. Evidence I'm capable of growing life. But yeah, this is my first addition to the urban garden on Zach's balcony. Um, but I might toss some of those into the chickpea salad mix later. Would have been nice to have those earlier, but I was being lazy and didn't do that. Um, so yeah, we'll just have to wait till later in the week to actually toss those in. All right, where are we? Clean up, crew on aisle 9. Put the hemp and chia seeds over there. I don't need those anymore. Guess a little bit on those. I've been tossing those on my yogurt a lot lately. Been going to yogurt's probably been my go-to breakfast. It's really hitting the spot lately. But I tossed some hemp and chia seeds because I found big bulk bags of those, and then Blacks haven't been able to find a reliably like affordable option yet. So I've done those a little bit, but I haven't. I need to find a better option for that. All right. Tomato can go away. Bread can go away. Parsley. So that's sunflower seeds. All right. Boom. Let's do a quick little checkup on this recipe. Um, gonna do a little bit of. I don't think I'm gonna do onion again. That's right. You can got some tomato paste down here, and you get that out. Rice, egg, pepper flakes, salt and pepper. So we'll get the red pepper flakes out, and then sardines. And then we'll get a pan out for these guys. All right. Sorry, you have to bear with me here. It's a new recipe, so I need to review what we're doing here. Decided to skip the onions, so we're not doing that. Yeah, just pretty much cook the sardines in the tomato sauce. Uh, okay, yeah, that's pretty easy. So I guess I'll just keep you guys over here with me for this one. Um, let's get sardines. We're gonna need the can opener again for the tomato paste. I'm just gonna use a little bit of this. The recipe I'm making tomorrow called for tomato paste, and this one actually called for tomato sauce. But I was like, if I'm using tomato paste, I didn't need the whole can of it for it tomorrow, so I decided I'm just gonna scoop a little bit of this out and toss it in with some water and kind of make my own tomato sauce like that. At least that's the plan. Bum, 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 bum. If I can get this open here. All right, and this one I'm not draining, so I just took the whole thing off of it. Sometimes I won't just for convenience of keeping it all together in one place, but not today, I guess. Wasn't gonna happen. So I got this bowl. I just put the broccoli in it earlier. That was all that was in there. But just gonna scoop out about half of it. Forget exactly how much I need tomorrow, so hopefully not too much, but I think it was a pretty small amount actually. We'll do that, and then we'll toss it in. I don't know. Just poured out a cup of water into this. I'm gonna add it slowly. Actually, I'll bring this over here so you guys kind of see what I'm doing. But add a little bit of that, about half a cup or so there. Just gonna mix it together. Now let's see here. Get some salt and pepper in here. Actually, and since I'm not using any onions, I'll toss some onion powder in here as well. It's the seasonings today, I guess. Actually, I might put some garlic in there. I be putting garlic in everything. Ooh, let's go. Might as well. We got some dried oregano. I'll be good in there. And oh, that's right. I got my own. I think I've shown this to you guys before. I got some parsley that was gonna go bad on me a while back, so I dried it out. And got my own dried parsley now. I haven't used that in a while, so we use some of that there. I honestly might have to do that with the rest of the parsley I got there. Like I was about to go bad. It looked like. And yeah, it's gonna. Honestly, I think cup's gonna do great for this. So I'm gonna add the rest of that. Just kind of mix it all together. Yeah, maybe almost a little too watery now. I don't think I need a lot tomorrow, so I might use a little bit more of this tomato paste. It's gonna bite me in the ass tomorrow when I show up, and I'm not gonna be able to make my recipe because I don't have enough tomato paste. We'll figure out a way. That's what we're about here. Just messing around in the kitchen, doing little experiments. You're bound to mess up at some point. That's okay. But that's how you get better. Alright, so that's a little watery, but is what it is. I think it'll work for this. So we got a little marinara sauce, tomato sauce there. And then yeah, basically just gonna combine it with the sardines here, which how soupy that is. I think I'm gonna drain some of the olive oil in here. We just got a can of sardines, Wild Planet from PCC. Honestly, guys, sardines, they're so good for you. It says they got 17 grams of protein on here in the one can, 974 milligrams of omega 3s. It's insane how good these guys are for you. I'm just going to pop a couple of these guys. Got four of them in the can here. And that's the other part. Like, they're so cheap, too. It was like $3.99 for this. Like, it's a meal. I need to find some good, like, I feel like camping recipes are kind of where to be at with these. Um, but plop some of those guys in there, smash them up real nicely, and then I'm gonna toss in some of this tomato mix. So I didn't get it all beat up, but there we are. And it'll work out because I'm gonna toss in the squash and the broccoli in here too, and it'll look good. Got that on low heat now. Put my seasonings away. Feeling a little cluttered up in here, so we're gonna clean that out a little bit. That down there. So I'm gonna keep this spoon though. Mix up my chickpeas, which need a little bit more water actually. Honestly, I almost think the chickpeas could. They didn't, once I poured them out, they honestly didn't feel like entirely soaked. So maybe they could do like 2 nights might be better. I'll try that next time, but just gonna keep those boiling there for a little bit extra long. It says to boil them for like an hour, hour and a half. Again, I not the best remember to use a timer. I just be out here doing stuff, and I didn't set a timer, so I don't know. I'll just let them keep going probably till I'm done, ready to eat dinner. So I don't know if you guys are gonna get the hummus today. Um, get an aftermath of it tomorrow at least. I'll let you know how it went, but I guess I can walk you through what I'm doing with it. It's honestly really easy. It's really good. A lot cheaper than getting the store bought too. Like I got a pound of it for like $2. Pound of dried chickpeas for $2. And let me show you. Like I did 1 cup of it. Sorry, getting the underside there for a second. Bear with me. Yeah, I got the 1 pound of chickpeas. I took 1 cup out already to make what I got in there for the hummus. And this is how much I got left. Like I'm gonna make several batches of this, and like we'll see how much hummus it makes. But I think it'll make a good amount because it's like when I made the first 2 batches, like you use a surprising amount of water to kind of blend it out and make it a little bit smoother consistency and not chickpeas. You make it hummus. But yeah, it's literally just the chickpeas with some tahini, which is ground sesame seed, like it's basically sesame seed peanut butter. A little bit more, a lot more liquidy than peanut butter though. But yeah, just do that, and then the seasoning I'm gonna try today. I got some tahini and then a lime to use, so I'm gonna toss that in there as well. Maybe some parsley because I got it. Um, but yeah, that's kind of that. Um, but just put it all in a blender, blend it up until you get a good consistency. Um, I guess the one part I didn't say is like I'm boiling them over here. I'm gonna drain them and then try and just mix them around. And it kind of gets the skins started, but then I'm just gonna go through and take some of the skins out. It doesn't have to be 100%, but if you get a good chunk of them out, it helps a lot with just the texture of um, the hummus itself. Kind of like I was saying earlier, the one batch I made last time, I primarily messed up with the flavor. That was like not good. I had this seasoning in here from Trader Joe's. I'm not a fan of it, but I think Emmett got it. I was like, I'm gonna try this one. I put some lime and elote in it. Everything but the elote seasoning blend. So it's salt, chili pepper, cheese. It's kind of crazy. There's cheese in there, chipotle and cumin. It was not good. Like you could get a bite in, and then like it had this weird aftertaste. It like got progressively stronger. It was not good. So recommend avoiding that. But I think this tahini will do wonders. I put tahini in my hummus many a time. Um, normally it was just like a store bought hummus. I'd like put my own seasonings in it, just make it a little extra spicy. That was pretty good. So I'm thinking this one will turn out. Hopefully, we'll get the texture right, get the flavors right. I'll give you an update on that tomorrow. Um, Kind of getting towards the end of this here, though. Just about wrapped up. I'm just gonna toss in the squash here in a second, and the broccoli to mix with the sardines once that kind of gets warmed up. I'm just kind of putting away some of the last things here, cleaning up as I go, and then I guess I'll make the egg as well. But that's kind of the last everything I got to do here, and then some cleanup. But I'll let you guys go for that. You guys don't need to see that. I'll try and bang it out quickly. So yeah, but I guess that gives us some time now to go check out some of these projects I've been talking about. Yeah. Um, yeah, let's go check out the garden here real quick. I was glad I finally got this done. I was hoping to do it last weekend, but just didn't work out with I just thought I needed some better drainage, so went and figured out my whole system a little bit better. Who knows if it's gonna work yet, but round one's going. Trial round one's going here. Um, so yeah, got this all set up and seeds in the soil this weekend. Got my grandpa's cooler there, which I got raised up on some rocks, and then I had 10 holes drilled in the bottom of it for some better drainage. And then we got in here, we got a long row of carrots going. Just toss a bunch of seeds in there, and then we'll probably thin it out once they all start sprouting, hopefully. And then in the back, we got some salad mix over here, and then some spinach on this side. So it's like salad, lettuce, spinach, and then carrots, and then the whole thing is salad. And then I got some more lettuce in here. I was probably just gonna get this one going, and then I might switch it out once I harvest the lettuce for something else. Might go and get me a tomato or some sort of bean and get a little trellis system in there. That one's special. I'm not talking about that one yet. Maybe another day. Can't give it away. It's a secret. And then this one here, I got some herbs started. I got some dill, parsley, and then I got some basil. And this, I got two plots of each of those. And in the back row, I got some more lettuce mix. I'm growing a bunch of lettuce. Probably gonna have way too much lettuce for myself. So if you're in Seattle and you want to try some of my lettuce, let me know. I'll probably have some to share. But yeah, that's kind of the garden right now. I've been thinking about what else I can do. I might figure one. I might be able to put one more spot, but I've been putting that chair right there and might keep it there. The other spot, I might be able to put something over here next to the grill. Emmett was showing me something. He sent me a picture of this like weird like vertical system. It had a couple like honestly containers like that, maybe a little bit like longer, like out to here, a little bit bigger like that, and then just like kind of almost stacked on top of each other. Might be able to put something like that over there. And my other idea was to go along this railing here, probably up until like my bike here, get like a gutter, and then just either fill it with soil and do a bunch of herbs because I don't think they need a whole lot of soil depth. But I was also debating trying to, I've been wanting to do like a hydroponic system, um, just to like, I don't know, I'm probably experimenting with too many things at that point, but um, that was part of my research of trying to figure out how I can grow my own food in an effort to connect with my food better. Um, that was one idea I had, is doing a hydroponic system because I don't really have a whole lot of space, and that's a good way to minimize space right there. And weight. Soil weighs kind of a lot, honestly. I should probably check at some point with my landlord about how much what my deck capacity is. But yeah, that's that. I'll keep you guys posted on when stuff starts to sprout. Fingers crossed it actually does. We're definitely past the last frost date though, so hopefully we're chilling. Oh, I guess there is one more thing I started with that. This is next to the sprouts over here. We got or the seedlings, broccoli sprouts there. I got some more seedlings starting in here. Some cucumbers and some more basil. Um, so yeah, that's kind of all I got going right now. We'll see if I might expand and get like kind of what I was talking about, one more sort of vertical theme thing or a pot or I don't know. I don't think I'm entirely done. And then I also um just cleared out some space in here. We got used to have a chair that was seated like right there, but and then we had that right there and I just slid that down. But we got a lot of space there now. So I might get some sort of shelf to mess around with doing some sort of like indoor, probably use some shelves for like I don't know, books or whatever, but we'll also probably use some of it for um like a seedling starter shelf. I feel like it'd be kind of cool. But I don't know. I feel like most of the seeds at this point in the season I can just start outside anyways right now. So it's not the biggest a deal, but would be a cool addition for next winter so I can keep growing stuff. Um But that'll kind of lead me to my last point of what else I can do on that shelf there. What other update I got for you guys on this? I just got to stir this up real quickly. Looking decent there. Um, yeah, our other update today at the farmer's market. I got this big old bag of dirt. Just kidding. It's not dirt. It's a bag of mushrooms. I'm gonna try and grow my own mushrooms. Got some shiitake mushrooms right there. Gonna try and sprout them myself and fruit them. I think is the right term actually. We're gonna do whatever. I'm gonna make mushrooms appear out of that block. It looked like the easiest one to do. I don't need any sort of special contraption for it. Thinking about ordering some sort of special contraption and grow some other trickier mushrooms like a lion's mane or oyster mushrooms. But um, yeah, I think I'm gonna try and do that. Been debating about how to make my mushroom powder, and I've figured the my whole goal again is just connect with my food, and like I could probably just get mushroom powder wholesale, but this seems like it's almost defeating the purpose. Like mushrooms are probably one of the easier things to grow, and I actually have the ability to do here in my small apartment in Seattle, so figured I might as well do that. So yeah, stay tuned for updates on that, but I'm gonna try and probably harvest some just to eat myself. Maybe make some rounds where I'll just harvest the whole thing and like sharing with friends and family. So, if you want to try some mushrooms I'm growing, would love to share with people. But I'll also probably make some mushroom powder out of it too. So for those of you that aren't big mushroom fans, you can still get your nutritional value from mushrooms and um, from the mushroom powder I'm making. Kind of doing a round of trials with that, figuring out how I can make a little, I don't know, just trying to figure out other things I can do with this conversational kitchen thing. If there's, I don't know if it's something I end up selling or honestly, I've been debating maybe it just be something I make, share with people, make it more of a donation kind of system. If you feel like I'm giving you value and you feel like donating to me to help me keep this conversational kitchen thing going and like making probably a lot of it would go to doing like live events stuff that I was talking about, trying to figure out how to make that work and have food there for people, but also to make mushroom powder, make hummus, just similar small things like that allow people to connect with their food. Make food for people I think would be something kind of fun. So yeah, kind of figuring that out. But stay tuned. Gonna try growing my own mushrooms and fumble, and then see if I can make some powder out of it. Um, Back over here though, I got the sardines kind of warmed up a bit, so I'm gonna toss in the butternut squash there. Um, and then we got the broccoli in here, which is mostly cooled down, but I don't know if I'll be able to hold it the whole time to unload them, so I'm gonna grab this and toss the broccoli in here. Yeah, those guys are looking good. I forgot I didn't actually test them, but heating them up a little bit more in there will do wonders. Oh yeah, I think this is gonna turn out really good, guys. Yeah, this is just another experiment. I've been really looking for a good sardine recipe. They're so good for you. The omega 3s, I was talking about them last time. Go check out my video, hopefully on YouTube soon. About what was I making that time? It was my last one though. If you go check out my last video, that was talking a lot about fats and the benefits of omega 3. But omega 3 is so good for you. Just the reduced risk of all cause mortality. It just helps with so many systems and functions in your body. And it's an essential fat. Like you need it. A lot of people are much lower than they should be, and just the higher you are, the higher omega 3 index you have, the healthier you are, and the less risk you have to certain negative health outcomes. So omega 3, I haven't found anywhere that says you can get too much. So like, try and find a supplement's a good way to get them, but getting them in whole foods also, that's how we're meant to get them. So that's the best place. But if you need to supplement on top of it, it's better than not getting them for sure. But the whole foods options, you got a lot of fish. Fatty fish are the best source. So you get sardines here, salmon, mackerel. I found is a good one. A couple other things. Most animal proteins have them, but fatty fish in particular are really good. And then there's multiple types of omega 3. The EPA and DHA are probably the most important ones. That's what you find in fish. But you can also get a plant source called ALA. You can find that in hemp seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, are all real good sources of those. Um, Hemp seeds I know in particular are really good. They have like a really good ratio of omega 3 to omega 6. So those are good source. But again, that's the plant source. Not nearly as beneficial as the EPA and DHA you find in fish. For whatever reason, I couldn't explain that right now, but that's just what I've found in my research is good for you. But certainly omega 3 from plant sources is not bad at all either. But yeah, this is my experiment to get some omega 3 in my diet this week. Get some sardines. But yeah, we're just about wrapped up here, honestly, guys. We'll get a. Oh, that's right. I gotta make this egg real quick. That's what we'll do. I'll make this egg, and then we'll probably get out of here. Um, yeah, this is looking all good. So I'm gonna toss this in a container to save for throughout the week. I'm hoping to get 3 meals out of this. Looking like it should be pretty good. It's not going to take up a whole lot of room, so it might not look like it'll be 3 meals, but when I add the rice, for sure, it will be looking a little bit better. Um, yeah, it should be good there. But yeah, we're going to just do this egg here, fry an egg real quick. So we'll do 2 eggs. My first job, actually, one of my primary jobs, roles, was to crack eggs, just hundreds of eggs into a single can. They'd like come, it was this cafe I worked at, and they'd just pour the pitcher of egg mixture into the pan for making omelets. I got pretty good at it. I'm not as good as I was then though, but they had me at one time. I was just doing one hand and just crack it and peel it like that. Should have seen the guy that taught me. He was insane. It was just boom, 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 boom. One handed, be going 2 eggs at a time. It was crazy. I need to get back to that. That could be a fun little Instagram video right there, actually. Cracking eggs. You see, I've been a little worried about trying to do this Instagram thing, just trying to get consistent posting down. But like, the more I think about it, the more like you eat food every day. I feel like there's always going to be content for me to post. Like, I can just like worst case scenario, just share a picture of what meal I ate that day or something. But we'll get by. I'm sure. Got a got a little set up for that though to hopefully kind of streamline that and hopefully get content to you at least 6 days a week. Um, but yeah, I think I'd love to hear where you guys. I don't know. It's been weird. I kind of feel weird making social media because I've just been like not like anti social media, but I certainly have been avoiding using it. It's you get kind of sucked into it. It's not definitely not the healthiest thing for you, but it's definitely like the easiest way to connect with people. Or not the easiest way to connect with people, but like I don't know, you get what I'm saying. It's a good way to reach out and share conversational kitchen with new people. So um, I've been curious if Instagram or TikTok or what y'all think would be the best way to uh, interact with you guys on social medias. Um, Freaking ChatGPT, man. I was talking with it the other day and it was telling me I should do a TikTok account. It's like, man, I won't be fucking with that. That's not really my style. It's like social media is addicting as is. I don't need to like get addicted to that too. I got Instagram does the trick for me, but I might make an account just to like post. Like it's kind of nice doing the live streams on here. Will like chop up the videos and give me a couple like short reel options of videos to make and post. So I can just quickly like scroll through those after this and then pick out a few to post on TikTok throughout the week. But I don't know. Would love to hear where you guys are at. If you guys out there interacting on freaking X or Twitter or Substack, the place to be, or where I'd just love to hear where you guys are hanging out at online. If there maybe Discord was an interesting thing I heard of the other day. I found this like really cool Discord channel dedicated to like gardening tips, but that's not really like kind of same as social media. I don't know. I've just been messing around where I can make my kind of community space at. But I think Instagram is a good place to give just kind of regular updates about what's going on, when I'm going to be going live, share some fun facts, and just grow a community and kind of direct them to everything else I got going on at Conversational Kitchen. Um, So yeah, check that out. Have that. I got my first couple posts live now. Can find the link to that in the bio or in the directory page on my Substack. Um, yeah. Let's get this plated up over here though. Um, just about wrapped up here. Eggs are looking mighty fine. Get my rice. Why rice? All right. Like white on rice. Just like me at football today. Mm. You guys should have seen me at football today. I might have had one of the nastiest catches I've ever had. It was fourth down. We play like two sections, first half, or like two sections of the field, so you can get like one first down at um, half field, half court, whatever it is. And it was fourth and long, and our quarterback just launched a ball up there. I kind of had to circle back to it. I went over like three people and snagged it. It was so nice. I was pretty proud. Had a couple other decent plays. My QB game was on point today. That's what I'm most happy about. Well, not gonna lie, most happy about the catch I had because that was filthy. I almost had another one, but I'm happy with just the one, but the QB play was pretty fun too. And the best part actually was I got Henry, my guy I was talking about earlier. He came out today. It was fun to see him out there for the first time. He's actually really good at it too. He's a good baller. He had a good arm. Fucking huck that thing. So yeah, I got the rice here. Put some red pepper flakes on it. Come over here and get my goodies. Got the sardines mix over here. Dish some of this up. Oh, spill this some. I don't know if you guys are hearing that music in the background. Let me know what you think. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do for background music. Kind of just been resorting to shuffling through random Spotify playlists and tracks I find. But love to hear what you guys want to hear in the background here. Trying to make it a space for y'all. Come hang out with me. Just want to make food with friends. Alright, so there's that. Check on this egg. Oh yeah, those are looking good. Get my spatula out here. We're gonna call these good. I'm gonna bring these over. Yo, we'll need to turn some lights on in here. Getting a little dark. As nice as the sun was today. Alright, we got one egg. I don't think I cracked the yolk. Look at that. Oh, alright. This guy's gonna need a soak though. Oh man. But I don't have any room to soak it. Just two. I'll do that in a second. I'll come back and let's give this a little taste test. Give you a little view of it first. Mm. Yeah, it looks pretty good, huh? Oh wait, we forgot the topper. We got some kimchi. My guy Nils Magic Kimchi stopped at the Ballard Farmers Market and picked me up some of this today. Check out some of my other videos. I talk about fermented foods, I believe. Check out my channel. Um, the fiber section I posted in March. Yeah, the post I made in March, talking about fiber gets into the weeds of it a little bit, but I'll also have another post coming up here once I get into the newsletter series I'll have, just talking about the benefits of fiber. But yeah, this is a super good meal for you. You got some omega 3s, you got a good amount of protein, you got some good fiber in here, fermented foods. Yeah, I think I made something here. But look at this bad boy. Oh yeah, some kimchi, the eggs. Oh, looks good. Let's dive in and see how this goes. See if I can possibly get a fork with a little bit of everything on it. Probably not. Too much going on here. Mm. Pretty good. Oh man, little kick. I got the spicy kimchi this time. I might be too weak for it, but it was really good. I might have done a little differently. I was kind of avoiding doing dishes and just cooked the eggs in the same pan as I was using for the sardines and everything, but all that stuff kind of cooled off a little bit. So I might honestly recommend doing the eggs in a separate pan just so you get all together all at once and it's all good temperature to eat. But honestly, I'll probably come back and make this again. Type up a recipe for it at some point. I don't know if it will get added to the recipe book at all, but at least I'll have something for it. But super good, honestly. Definitely recommend. Um, yeah. You can make so many different variations yourself of this too. It was a pretty basic recipe. Didn't do a whole lot for it. But yeah, you can get creative and do your own thing with that. Um, but yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Got some hummus here. I'll finish up here soon, but I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna go eat my dinner here and get wrapped up for the evening so I can get to work tomorrow. Blah. But yeah, if you drop any comments down below if you got any questions about what I'm doing here, how to do the recipe, how to if you're curious about what I got going on here at Conversational Kitchen, or you can interact with me on Substack or Instagram now. Live on Instagram. Got another post coming here on Substack soon. And then yeah, I'll be live again tomorrow, probably around 5 p.m. Probably won't be nearly as long. I just gotta make one meal instead of all this prep I got going on today. So a little bit shorter one tomorrow, same time, 5 p.m. But hope to see you there. Peace.